Good morning and welcome to your daily morning horoscope for Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. Aries, you may be worried about your financial situation today and you might feel a tug at your purse strings. If you've experienced a delay in receiving some funds you were expecting, this may add to your concern. You might want to tackle this directly by examining your situation. Check up unexpected funds and make any necessary arrangements to alleviate this stress. Taurus, you might have a sore throat and mild cold symptoms today. It may affect your ability to work. Chances are that you're an active person. Having to slow down to tend to your health may frustrate you. Consider going to the doctor's office now rather than ignoring your health. This could make all the difference in how long you stay under the weather and are kept from things that you want to do. Gemini, spend some quality time with your partner today. He or she is a little jealous of your friends or feeling left out. Perhaps you've received invitations lately that are just for you. It might be a good idea to turn one down in favor of being with your partner. Plan a romantic interlude. A little quality time can help get things back on track. Cancer, you may want to take a day off from your obligations, perhaps to take care of unfinished creative projects. Chances are this may not be possible. Concerns about work issues might keep your mind occupied and distract you from the task at hand. This and possibly family disagreements may have you upset. Try to remain centered and focused despite it all. Leo, you may reminisce today. Perhaps you're thinking about friends and family who live far away. You could feel a bit nostalgic, not to mention blue, thinking about times long past. Consider making some phone calls to counteract these feelings. If you can't connect with a particular person, spend a little time looking through a photo album to bring him or her closer to you. Virgo, money matters might be a bit tangled today. There may be an unexpected delay in receiving funds due to you. Your bank statement may have you confused. Getting to the bottom of things may prove a bit frustrating, but not necessarily impossible. If you find that you're uncertain about your financial situation, consider talking with those involved to get a better understanding. Libra, you may need reassurance today. Trouble with friends or a romantic partner may have you feeling unloved, insecure, and emotionally blocked. You may see the situation as more serious than others do. Perhaps a misunderstanding has caused the dilemma. Take the time to reach out to those you're concerned about and get some reassurance. If you owe an apology, give it freely. Scorpio, you may feel a little under the weather today. You may even develop sniffles or a sore throat. If so, consider going to the doctor. This can be an essentially unwelcome development as it keeps you from uncertain activities. If you act quickly, your ailment may not worsen. Take the time you need to feel healthy again before returning to your routine. Sagittarius, you might feel lonely and insecure due to a lack of contact with a close friend or romantic partner. You might wonder if the person has forgotten you or simply doesn't care anymore. Take the time to reconnect with this person. You may discover that no neglect was intended and that the relationship is solid. It's better for you to tackle this directly rather than speculate. Capricorn, juggling work and home may seem difficult today. Work responsibilities may weigh on your mind to the point where they interfere with the harmony of your home life. This can cause some inner conflict. It might be wise to prioritize work tasks on paper and schedule duties and deadlines. Then you can spend time with your family without worrying about the work that will be forgotten. Aquarius, if you have to deal with some disappointment today, try not to let it get you down. You may receive a letter or phone call that brings less than favorable news. Perhaps someone you were hoping to see won't be able to make it, or a friend has to turn down an invitation to a party you're having. Try not to let this spoil your mood. These things happen, so keep busy. Pisces, you may be worried about your financial situation today and you might feel a tug at your purse. If you've experienced a delay in receiving funds you were expecting, this may add to your concern. You might want to tackle this directly by examining your situation. Check up on unexpected funds and make any necessary arrangements to alleviate the stress. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. Do have yourself a great day.
Happy Tuesday, guys. Good morning. Wakey, wakey. I don't know who tell me that it's me on DBS waking you guys up in the morning. Well, some of you might have been up from since 5 o'clock, and that's your natural routine. But some of you guys wake up with us, and we appreciate that too. All right, so whatever it is, whether we wake you up or you woke up before us, but you're here and you're viewing, we are so appreciative to have you there in our company this morning. Let's go on over and see what's happening with our news department. They've got some stuff for us.
Good morning. Time now for the news with me, Timothy Polion. Two men were shot and killed while inside a vehicle in the quiet community of Ingleswood in Grand Riviere, leaving behind unanswered questions and a grieving family. The victims have been identified as Anthony Augustine of T. Colonel Castries and Dave Louis of Formager in Castries.
He was saying help, but we couldn't do nothing because they tell us if you go there and police involved, we might put ourselves in trouble. So we don't say nothing, we just go home. I myself, I can't walk, I just try to run to get up myself out of there, you know. So that's the only thing I could say. Yeah, I heard he was crying for help, but I couldn't do nothing.
Still on a sad note, a tragic accident in Vanna, Anstore has claimed the life of a senior citizen. The vehicle he was driving veered off a precipice on Sunday afternoon. A passenger in the front seat of the vehicle sustained injuries which necessitated his hospitalization.
I stayed in my room and I heard my daughter shouting, "Oh my God, oh my God." And I came out. When I came out, I saw they walking across the road. So I asked her what happened. She tell me a vehicle went down the precipice. So I tell her, who? She tell me she think it's Redman. So we walk across the road. When we reached there, we saw the vehicle was in the precipice with two passengers, a guy I know very well also. They were down at the precipice. My son went down. He went and checked on them. My neighbor went. But the driver was out of the vehicle. He was lying on the ground. So they stayed there. They started funning him. But he was still breathing at that time. So they try and fun him, for him to understand himself. But apparently, I don't know what happened. He didn't make it.
And finally from us this morning, on Friday, 11th of April 2025, the St. Lucia Fire Service responded to an emergency call at Babonneau. An adult male was found nursing injuries to the lower part of his body after being physically assaulted. He claimed being attacked by unknown assailants.
On arrival at the scene, an adult male was found in a supine position with complaints of pain to his lower extremity. An assessment revealed a possible fractured femur. He reported that he was assaulted by unknown assailants. His wounds were treated and he was transported to a medical facility for advanced medical care.
On Saturday, the Northern Division of the St. Lucia Fire Service responded to a structural fire at about 3 a.m. in Babonneau. An abandoned wooden structure was found engulfed in flames.
On arrival at the scene, a non-residential abandoned wooden structure measuring approximately 16 by 16 feet was found engulfed by flames. The fire was extinguished. The structure was unoccupied at the time. The origin and cause of the fire is under investigation.
And that's the news. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Timothy Polion. Continue to enjoy your Tuesday and join us at noon for our next news major, the Lunchtime Report.
Right. Thank you, guys. Let's take a short break and come right back. It is Holy Week. What does that mean? What are you as a Christian called to really resonate in this Holy Week? Well, one of my good friends, Sister Mary Michael, had a nice little chat with us and just reiterating what is expected of us as Christians during this week. Well, I'm here with my good friend, Sister Mary Michael, and it is Holy Week. And, we hear the term goes around a lot because we are predominantly a Catholic Christian community. And we hear Holy Week, but what really is Holy Week? How it is that a sister in the convent community, what does Holy Week mean for her? How does she and her fellow sisters or her fellow clergy personnel prepare for the coming or the death, rather, of Christ? That significant sacrifice, that ultimate sacrifice that was made for the atonement of our sins. So we are, during Lent, we are called to make sacrifices. And sometimes, a lot of the time, a lot of people don't understand what this ritual is about. But it really and truly is to recognize, to get an appreciation, to show understanding, that you understand that a big, big sacrifice was made for your atonement of your sin. So what is a little sacrifice during the Lenten season, during the Holy Week, to show that, we appreciate the big sacrifice that was made by God. So, sister, we are here because we wanted to tap into that energy. We are in Holy Week. What are some of the things that happens during Holy Week? What is a Christian community expected? What is expected from the Christian community during Holy Week?
Okay, like during Holy Week, we're expected as a Christian community. This is a time of forgiveness, the time of abstinence. You abstain, you do fasting, a little fasting for the death and resurrection of Christ. So they expected that the Christian community should prepare themselves by you go for confession, confess your sin, and also get prepared, forgive one another in any way that somebody wrong you. You forgive the person. Don't carry it in mind, because Christ already forgive. Christ died for our sins on the cross. So who are we human that we cannot forgive? So this Holy Week touches our heart. This Holy Week teaches us how to abstain from sin, how to abstain from wrongdoings, and prepare our mind. Sometimes we may be doing some wrong, but this Holy Week you will sacrifice and say, this Holy Week I'm not gonna do this thing again. You will just determine and tell yourself, this is how I'm going to live my life for better, the way Christ died for us, so that you get the share of the death and resurrection of Christ by all these sacrifices. And this Holy Week, they expected that we do some sacrifices like fasting with the sisters. We do during Holy Week, we do fasting every Friday. We don't eat our breakfast. We leave it, we pack it. This is how we're going to do it till 40 days of the Lent and the Lenten season. Then after the Easter, we pack all of them, go to less privilege and give it to them. The poor, those that cannot eat, that don't have anything to eat, we give it to them, we sacrifice it. That's a part of the sacrifice we are making, helping the poor, praying and doing fasting and other things in order to help, in order to do sacrifice and help those that cannot help themselves. So this Holy Week, we expected that we all should try our best to abstain from sin, and also get ready to forgive one another, and we all should try not to go back to our sins and prepare ourselves as the Holy Week is coming. As we are in Holy Week, as we are in the Holy Week already, as Easter is coming, we make sure before the Easter we are already prepared for the death and resurrection of Christ.
Absolutely. Wow, I like that. No, that didn't really come to mind, the forgiveness part, because a lot of us, we're there and we're in Holy Week and we get in the mackerel to cook on the Good Friday, and we're doing a lot of that. But what really it calls to mind is the forgiveness of others, because Christ forgave us, and we are all sinners.
Yeah, we are all sinners, and Christ forgive us. So who are we that we cannot forgive our fellow human being? No matter whatever your sister or your brother did to you, this Holy Week will help you to be able to get yourself ready and prepare your mind to forgive, so that you can receive this Christ, the death and resurrection of Christ, fullness. You will not receive it hazard, but you receive it in a fullness of it.
So Holy Week really is a moment for us to meditate, fast, pray, and prepare our minds,
yes,
and our hearts.
And our hearts.
Forgiveness should be at the forefront.
Exactly. Forgiveness should be, because even Christ, when Christ was on the cross, he said, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. Absolutely. So that's the main thing. That's the main forgiveness. That forgiveness is the main thing. Because after everything they did to Christ, if Christ has the whole power, if Christ wants, he can command them, let all of them die. But being the Christ, he said, no, they don't know what they are doing. That's why he said, Father, forgive them. So if Christ could have that mind to tell Father, forgive those people that crucify him, then we human beings, we have to imitate Christ in this Holy Week. We have to imitate it, and we leave it and we go not only in Holy Week, but we continue it. You forgive and continue to forgive. Absolutely. So that you'll be able to receive the full share of the death and resurrection of Christ. Absolutely. Through the forgiveness.
That's amazing stuff. Sister Michael, thank you for reminding us what we should be thinking, what should be at the forefront of our head during this Holy Week. Now, so those of you who observe it, there's something to remember if you have not yet remembered it. And if you're not a Catholic or you're not a Christian, this is not just for Catholic or Christian. This is a human existence thing. Forgiveness. That's the word of this Holy Week. Have a blessed Holy Week, everybody. Right, and tonight at the Cultural Center, there's going to be a wonderful production that is going on. It's a collaborative effort between the Castries Comprehensive and the St. Mary's College. Now, it promises to be exciting. Here is Miss Alexander giving us all the information, but I hope to see you there later tonight. Here with Miss Alexander, she's one of the theater arts teachers at the Castries Comprehensive School. And I am excited because we have tapped into CCSS on so many other occasions. But it is very, very, very refreshing to be here for theater arts. And, well, is that a very first production or it's a...
No, it's not our first, but it's been our first in the last 3 years. The last one was in 2022, so it's nice to be back doing productions again.
Mr. Alexander, come, let's go there because we've been seeing a lot of the on the rise lately in terms of the performing arts and stuff like that. A lot of more attention is now being given there. I'm thinking much to your action. What is give us a breakdown as to your theater arts team or the club at the school? What is it like? How vibrant and how enthusiastic are the kids? You know, what does it mean pouring this sort of effort into these students?
We've had a theatre arts club at Castries Comprehensive for close to 10 years, at least this new version of it. And we use the club to do a number of different performances in school, out of school. And this time around, we're doing a production actually in collaboration with St. Mary's College and their Performing Arts Club. So this is a new venture. We haven't done collaborations in a while, or at all, I think. But for my tenure, for the last 7 years at Castries Comprehensive, the club has been making efforts to have productions annually or at least more or less. Okay, so this one is one of our newest productions. It's an original piece that's being done.
It's written by you?
Yeah, written and directed. But the labor, the technical work, it's the students doing a lot of the labor for it. They're organizing costumes, they're organizing the sets, they're doing the choreography. Even if I wrote the script, they have created and added onto it as they expand their characters. So it has been more a student production than anything else, which is one of the things I love about doing theater with my students.
Right. How does the collaboration with the St. Mary's College works? Are they part of the production in terms of play? Yeah. So they are been rehearsing and together?
Yeah, so we had a bit of a challenge getting boys from our school to come on stage. So I collaborated with my colleagues at St. Mary's College. So they are modeling, they are acting, they are also dancing. So the boys come over, they have been coming over for the last 2 months. They come over after school and they've been doing rehearsals. So it's been a very fun and interesting couple of months. It really has been.
And it would seem like it's a blessing in disguise as well, because here we are now and we are fostering this sort of camaraderie between the students, I mean, in the vicinity. I think that's a beautiful thing.
I mean, my principal has been encouraging us to do a lot of collaboration within the schools and within the district. So I took advantage of it this time because it was a need and the need was met. And the boys have been a very good addition. They have a lot of energy, they have a lot of interesting perspectives, and they add their own creative flair. And then we've also had other students from Compre, male students come on board. So I think,
They inspired as well.
yeah, so all you needed was a few to see, okay, it's not, because I think sometimes they think it's just for girls because most of our students,
homophobic kind of society we're in.
there's a little stigma there, but I think seeing other male students perform hopefully should open the door for more persons, more of them wanting to join our club. Because I think most of our members are our female students. So I look forward to seeing what new things will happen after the production, who else will want to come on board. But for now, I just want to make sure that our production comes off really well, and the students have been working really hard. Right. So they've put in a lot of efforts, they have been committed, and they're very enthusiastic. Absolutely. So that has been a refreshing experience.
So it's happening tonight. Excitement is on for tonight. What time? It's at the Cultural Center. What time? What's the cover charge?
Okay.
Where can we get tickets?
All right, so it's going to be tonight at 7 p.m. at the Cultural Center. Tickets, you can pay at the door. So we have been selling tickets through the students and also through the school's office. However, if you are unable to do those options, you can pay at the door. It's $15 for children, it's $20 for teens, and $40 for adults. Absolutely. Yes.
Wonderful. It sounds like a plan. What's the theme?
The title, School Vibes Volume 2. It's the second edition. The last time we did a School Vibes was back in 2014. So when I wrote the script, the story lent itself to the title. So I think it's going to be a theme that we're going to go with for a few other editions. Absolutely. Yeah, but it's a student performance. It is focused around secondary school students and their experiences. So our audience is really the secondary school students. It's their stories. I think it's very relatable what will happen in the play. So I hope they can come out and enjoy it.
Absolutely. And parents as well, because it might be a good place for you to now bond with the teen. Try and understand them a little bit more, because there's normally a gap there. So let's come out and let's make it happen.
Come on, Senusha. That's how you'll catch me. Lifting up some heavyweights, looking all sexy there. Nah. But today you'll catch me at a good time. Because today, I'm going to show Senusha how you can get some sexy biceps. But sexier than mine. You understand? So again, remember, when you wake up, what you need to do? What you need to do after? And after? I'm glad you remember. Now, follow me. Let's get this exercise done. Good morning. Good morning, Senusha. And today, I am with Jaden Gilead. And this young gentleman is going to show you how to get your biceps popping before you go to work. How you're going to make it fit in the shirt and have your, how are they calling it? Your work husbands and your work wives. Let me start there because problems on TV there. Anyway, Senusha, 6-minute explosive exercise, bicep exercise can be done at home with your bottle of water, with your fork, with your spoons, with your cup, the same cups your grandmother used to lash on your head with. You can use it, put water in it, or is it empty? Let's get it done. All right, Jaden, we're going to hold these 5 kgs right there. Again, Senusha, we're going to start 6 minutes explosive. You're just going to warm up your arms by twisting it, front and back. That's it, front and back. Squeeze. 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 Turn it, Senusha. Turn and squeeze. I myself turn that and I already feel a pain in my neck. The reason why I'm not working out is because, again, you guys know I was in an accident and it's limiting my mobility. So yeah, I'm a train wreck. However, we got a young man to show you all how it's done. So we're not giving up. We're not giving up on me. We're not giving up on DBS. Okay, so you're going to stand now your body width. So we're going to stand in the tile. Slightly bend your feet forward, slide bend your knees, chest out. And you're going to put the bottles or the dumbbells in front of you. And we're going to curl up. And down. 1. So we're going to tone the body. So we're going to go for 12 reps. 2. 3. 4. 5. Again, you can see, perfect. His arm is locked on the side. No room for daylight. That's what we want. But stretch down. 8, 9, 10, keep it slightly straight, right, and bring it up. 11 and 12. Excellent. Easy exercise. We tone in. So remember, if you're building, you can do 4 to 6 reps controlled. Now, we're going to hold it, same position, but we're going to lock it on the side now. And we're going to come up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe. 6. Maintain a slight bend in your knee. That's it. 7. Chest out, core in. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Easy work, St. Lucia. Easy. Second exercise. Now the third, what we're going to do, we're going to stretch our hands up. Which wrestler does do that? What's that my name? When he beat you, he didn't you? And I'm giving you kind of headlock thing, I know. We're going to stretch our arms up, out, in a W form, and we're going to curl up. So you're going to turn it, that's right. Fix up your feet, slightly send it inwards, and we're going to curl. Up and out. That is it. W curl. 2, 3. Feel the burn. Stop right here. That is it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Again, St. Lucia, we are toning. If you want to build 4 to 6 control reps, tone 8 to 10 to 12 reps. You want to get ripped, 12 to 15 to 18 reps. Right. The first, second, that's the third exercise, right? So the fourth one, you can't even go down. You're going to space your legs wider. So you're going to proceed to put your elbows in the crevice of your knee. So you're going to squat down. Space it wider. So send your elbows in your knee. So St. Lucia, send your elbows in your knee. And you're going to turn it, back flat, chest out, and we're going to curl up. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Watch all the sweat and making already. 10, 11, and 12. Excellent. Again, St. Lucia, no excuses. It can be done. Controlled with the weights and your body, you get results. The next exercise is called a waiter curl. Again, you're going to go in your body width position. You're going to place the dumbbell under your arms, full stretch, chest out, core in, and you're just going to curl up. Beautiful. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Beautiful. 12. And how was that? That's good. If you can go again, you sure? You ready to pass out all the sweat on your forehead again? Now, St. Lucia, I'm going to show them, I'm going to show you all why they call me Bweels, Beast Bweels. Because I'm going to take these 140s and I'm going to curl them for you. Ready? 140s. You get that, cameraman? 60 kgs, that's 140 pounds. You all ready for that? You all ready for that? In 5, 4, 3, 2. With that said and done, remember guys, stay hydrated, pray, eat properly. Good morning.
Well, guys, that is our show for today. And as you go on out, be reminded, forgiveness should be at the forefront, especially during this week. But don't let it stop there. Don't let it end there. Continue on that route, because this is what we are called to do. If the big man himself could have made such a sacrifice, forgive us, and trust me, you don't need me to tell you your sins, and I don't need you to tell me my sins. I know what they are. And if he had decided not to forgive me, oh, I'd be in a mess. And I'm sure you would think about it that way as well, but he forgave. And so it's time for us as human beings to start considering forgiving each other. So let's keep that in mind as we move on out today. Have an awesome rest of the week. Well, we're going to be back here again tomorrow, but at least go on out and have an awesome Tuesday today. Let's bear that in mind, and happy Holy Week.